I'm photographer David duChemin, and this is Vision is Better, a sometimes weekly podcast about the craft and art of photography. Welcome here. Hey, welcome to episode 40 of Vision is Better. Today I want to talk to you about the single best thing that you can do to improve your travel photography. And I want to start by mentioning this fantastic new product I just got. This is the Intuos Art tablet. And this is not about the tablet. This is about the fact that the box says, this has everything you need to create amazing digital art. And boy, if that stuff doesn't drive me crazy, you know, I get it. I get what they're trying to say, and I get the spirit of it, and I know that everyone needs to sell stuff. But it's this ongoing idea that if we just have the right gear, if we have the right thing, whatever the thing is, and the thing is always changing, but if we have the right thing, we can be an amazing digital artist. And I think some of that thinking transfers into our travel photography, probably every kind of travel photography. This is not a sermon about this. This is a sermon about something completely different, not the fact that it's not our gear, because of course it's assumed we need gear, we need the right gear, we know how to use the gear. This is about a mindset. And I talk about this a lot when I'm traveling with, especially with students on workshops, that the single best thing that you can do is to understand your expectations, to minimize those expectations, and to be as receptive as possible. Now, someone recently on my blog mentioned the idea of going in empty, and I think it was from a quote by Jay Mizell: go in empty and let your photographs fill you up. And I love this idea. I often talk about going in open, but the idea of going in empty is just as strong, if not more powerful. It's the idea that you go in empty of your expectations, that as you travel, you allow those experiences to fill you up, the relationships that you begin and nurture as you travel, the wine that you drink, the coffee shops that you go to, the places that you experience. And the reason this is important is because seeing, when we talk about seeing in terms of photography, we're speaking about it as a metaphor. Of course, we're talking more about receptivity. We're talking about the ability to observe what is actually there and not the things we expect or hope will be there. And of course, you're going to bring your hopes into it and your expectations. But I have found that the sooner that I can empty myself of those and not go in and encounter, let's pretend we're talking about a city like Jodhpur, India, not assuming we know what we're going to find, not going in with a set of expectations about the photographs we're going to come back with and that sort of thing, but going in open and saying, what am I going to find? And allowing that to drive our curiosity, allowing that to push you down one street instead of the busier one, to take a back alley, to see where things go, to get lost, because you never really know. You don't know when those moments are going to happen. You might know what the weather's like, you might know what the light is going to do, but even if you go down an alley and take the first left, the light could be doing something very different there. The moment could be very different. But if you go in with those expectations that you know where you're going to get the shot, that you know what the shot is going to look like, you're going to encounter a great deal of frustration, and I have found frustration to hamper my creative efforts. But two, you're going to miss opportunities because you're going to go where you expect them to be and not where luck and serendipity take you. And I'm not talking about magical thinking here, that you just show up and something amazing will happen, but in my experience, the photographer that takes all the credit for his photographs and his technical prowess and doesn't acknowledge the role of luck and serendipity when you're traveling is being disingenuous, because most of my photographs are not the ones I ever imagined that I would make. There's something completely different. And if you go in empty, if you just sit down and ask yourself, what are my expectations of this place, and how can I set those aside and allow this place to show me what it really is, as opposed to what I hope or expect it to be. That kind of mindset probably ties into every kind of photography. It certainly ties into portraiture, because you're meeting, instead of a place, a person. And what is this person going to be like? Who are they going to reveal themselves to be? Now, of course, you can go into one of these sessions with some ideas, but I think it's very important that we hold them fairly lightly. The tighter we hold on to these ideas, the more we're going to wrestle with letting them go rather than with the actual creative process. So my suggestion is, at least for the kind of photography that I like to do, don't plan too far ahead. Understand what the possibilities are, understand your options, but don't plan too far ahead in terms of I'm going to go here and see this and make this photograph. Go in very open to changing your itinerary. Go in very open to circumstances changing things. If your plan for the morning is I'm going to go out and I'm going to photograph this, unless you're on assignment, you might do better to say, I'm going to start by anticipating this, but let's see where it takes me. Because very often I've gone out looking for X, Y, or Z, and in the end, something completely different has happened. Someone has invited me into their home, or a relationship has started, and it has opened an opportunity here instead of here, and that has taken me to some incredible places. Go in, yes, with your constraints. Go in with one camera, one lens, shoot black and white or square or whatever it is. Those kind of constraints are helpful, but the kind of advanced planning and neurotic, I gotta get the shot, is not helpful in my experience. In my experience, it's counterproductive. So if I can encourage you to do one thing for your travel photography, and probably other genres of photography, it's be receptive, be open, go in empty. Let the photographs that you actually make fill you up rather than being filled up with the disappointment over the photographs you didn't make, the ones you expected never happened, or your gear failed and you had to use this lens instead of that lens, and so everything was ruined, except that you may actually have created some magic when that new opportunity arose. That's what creativity is all about. So my encouragement, if you're looking for a quick fix, if you want to make amazing digital art, then probably buy whatever camera is currently the hot camera. But if you actually want to get on the path, the quite long and meandering, though scenic, path to making beautiful art, making something that's increasingly more meaningful, tells deeper stories, and gets you into places that you can truly experience amazing places and make photographs from those experiences, then my recommendation is lower the expectations, abandon them completely if you're able, but go in empty, because that is where receptivity begins, and that's what photographic seeing, that's what vision is really all about. Thanks so much. Remember to subscribe. Remember to leave your comments in the comments section. And remember, gear is good, but vision's better. We'll see you next time.